Hey guys, Santola here with Anthony Zhu, who managed to once again top regional with Gem Knights, Philly regional, around 600 players. He got fifth place, I believe. So, impressive result for a large tournament. What do you think of the deck this format, and other thoughts on the deck moving into the remainder of it?
Okay. Hey, my name's Anthony, of course, and I came in fifth at Philly. It was 10 rounds. I won nine of them. I only lost one, and I had pretty decent matchups. Seven out of 10 of my matchups were tier one decks, and I think that Gem Knight is pretty well positioned going into this format because the most popular deck in the room, which is the Yummy Diabell Star deck, has a bad matchup into this deck. So let me go. I'll go over the cards first. I'll go over any new changes, and then I'll explain like the theory behind these changes. So for the monsters, it's still the same thing. Three Neprum, your main starter. Three Armadillo, the secondary starter. Three Quartz, the going second push, and then two Holocore, which is your insulation and the extender. The monsters, it's always been this way, so nothing to comment about that. And then three Dispersion, your another starter, one Brilliant, best card in the deck, two Scatter, uh, another going second starter. We play some people play one, I play two because it's a card that you can side out going first, so it puts less side pressure on you, and going second is just like more consistency because I think the deck is slightly inconsistent with just one. And then last but not least, the Brick. This card is really strong. Uh, that's it for engine. And then for hand traps, I'm only like the philosophy for the deck is for the main deck. I only want to be on the most impactful hand traps, and this format is really good because Droll is once again a really impactful hand trap. Droll is a hand trap that is not necessarily good into Gem Knight when we go second, but it's good into a lot of the good decks right now. Draco Tail has seen a decline in popularity, and the new decks all lose to Droll, especially any form of Dark Magician of Destruction deck, no matter what it is, gets hampered a lot by Droll. So yeah, I'm really satisfied with this hand trap lineup, and this hand trap lineup being good is one of the main reasons why this deck is playable. And then last but not least, the non-engine. Lightning Storm going to three was a huge thing. One big change from my last deck profile to this one was I started playing the sweepers again, because the prevalence of back row decks like Radiant Typhoon and Draco Tail means that we need like one for one back row removal. It just isn't like good enough anymore. And I know I said before that this isn't good because they can just negate it with their stuff, but we run a lot of cards on the side and in the main to help insulate that. So I count it as six sweepers because obviously like this can be like a starter or a sweeper. And then for the quick plays ones, it's three Verdant Droplet, three Fallen the Virtuous, and then the two thrust targets, one Salesman and one Talents. The Salesman is very important because you don't know when you need to like thrust to Salesman something in the hand, which like because like a lot of the times there might be like an interruption in the graveyard or an interruption in the hand that like your cards can't get to that you need to force, like for example a Pimena or like a Holly Sue. So I always play this card, and it's a card you can side out. And then for the extra deck, uh, it's two copies of Phantom Quartz, one Seraphonite, one Topaz, one Ruby, one Aquamarine, one Lady Rose, one Dispersion, one Prismora, one Master Diamond, one Brilliant Diamond. I'm playing the entire package. This is more than like I've ever played before, other than like my Nats top, because this format we need our going second engine to be as strong as possible because our going first game plan is different. We don't need to like hamper our extra deck with going first cards anymore. So I want that when I'm able to play, I want my engine to inherently play through as many disruptions as possible. So I'm playing both the Brilliant Diamond and the Prismora to help with that. And then the one SP, and then the new target. So I'll briefly talk about this card. So this card is the go-to Fallen Virtuous target for us now because we have we have level 8 or higher fusion monsters, especially like Lady Rose Diamond, that you can just like send it to the graveyard to make a Link 2 or whatever, or refuse it off to make it so that your Fallen Virtuous removes 2 targets. The other target people usually play is Albalanatus because versus Draco Tail, if they misplay and keep Albaz on the field, you can just fuse away their Albaz to make Albalanatus. But I think that this card is slightly better because making it so that in every matchup your Fallen Virtuous can remove 2 things, and then like if the matchup does go long, this card being in your extra deck again means that you can like remove more things. And I've had it come up before where they stopped my Diamond Dispersion, and then next turn I had to shuffle my Diamond Dispersion back into my deck, and then you know like it helps like also with like Lady Rose Diamond. You can shuffle your Lady Rose Diamond back into the deck and then make it again. Because like I've had it come up where Lady Rose Diamond is like a very good card going second, and they remove it a lot of the time. So this card is like the new best Fallen Virtuous target. And then for the flex spots, I'm playing one Baguska and one Dugaris. I'll explain both of them. So Baguska right now is extremely good against the yummy Diabellstar deck. It's good against VSK9. It's good against a lot of decks right now that just simply don't have an answer to this card. And uh, a lot of the times the only answer in your opponent's deck is SP, but you're playing droplets. You're playing like Fallen Virtuous. You're playing Crown in the side. Like there's a bunch of ways for you to make it so that the SP does not resolve, and I play a lot of those ways. So as long as you protect your Paguska, and then because you have Holocore in grave, right? Like if they have any like real removal, you can just Holocore it. So we went from protecting the Christia to protecting the Baguska. Baguska takes way less space in the extra deck and the side, so it frees up a lot of space for like non-target, non-engine and whatnot. It's like one of the best cards. The main reason why I won so many games against Yummy Diabellstar. And then this is because I run Crown. You need to be able to win through a defense position monster that gets crowned. So the way you do it is you make Dugaras, and then you eat the Brilliant to get to 59, and then you double it to around like 1200 attack, and then you just hit over it. Doesn't come up that often, but like I've done that like at least twice. And then for the side, remember when I said that we had to have a way to force our stuff through? So the double cyclone is a way to do it, and then Ghost Ogre is also another way to do it. Like for example, versus Radiant Typhoon, I've had it come up where I go Lightning Storm, they go MST, and then they go Mandate, and then I Ogre the Mandate, and then the game's over, right? And then Ogre, I'll talk about it as well because it's the most impactful hand trap I had this time because versus the Yummy Diabellstar deck, you Ogre their Diabellstar, they go neg 2 because if they want to they lose Vmod for example, and then if they want to get to their Ilia Sylvia, they have to tribute another monster in their hand. So this Ogre like goes positively trades with 3 cards in their hand. And then versus Vanquish Soul, I've ogred a Lupus. I've ogred Start, which like are very impactful because like those cards are what stops you. And then yeah, of course, ogring Mandate. That's like one of the main things. And then like you can also ogre Ecclesia. Like there's just so many. Like the theory I had with my friend was that whenever ogre comes up, it goes into a small hand trap into a big hand trap because it almost always trades 2 for 1. And then 3 nib because that's the other impactful hand trap. You when you charmy them, when they make you go first, you really need to be able to draw into your nibs, and then 3 ash. So this is like the going first side. Like if you're unsure if your opponent will make you go first or make you go second, you just side in all of these, and then the one called by, and then I play 3 copies of Crown. I borrowed 2, so I only have 1 right now. But yeah, this is the extra deck. If you go first, you would side in all of these, and then what you would side out is like you would well, if you think your opponent will make you go first, so you side out the Sales Band, you side out the Thrust, you side out the Lightning Storms, and then you side out the Charmies. If you're unsure, you side out like the weaker Charmy. So you usually like keep the Fua in, and then you side out a Scatter, and then you can either side out a Holocore or a Fallen Virtuous, or like just like anything else, or a Duster, like depending on the matchup. But yeah, this is the cards you usually side out, and then this is the cards you usually bring in. With this plus your main deck, you'll find that your deck has just like so much versatility going first and second because you're running Fallen Virtuous, you're running Forbidden Droplet, you're running Forbidden Crown, you're running Call by the Grave. You still have Droll, Ash, Nib, Ogre, and then your engine is just very formidable because going first, you set up a board of SP Baguska, plus Omni Negate Engrave, plus like a bunch of quick play back row, and like you'd be surprised how hard that board is to out, like realistically. So yeah. Uh, I'll go talk about my matchups. I played 10 rounds. I played only one real rogue deck, which is Dark Lord round one. Uh, and then I played five Yummy Azamina decks. I won against four of them. And then for the other matchups, I played against one Vanquish Soul, one Radiant Typhoon, and two branded decks. So the brandeds and the Dark Lord are rogue, but everything else is like in the meta, and I think I did really well. So yeah, this is basically everything. Let me know if you guys have any questions.
All right. Thanks for your profile. Any shouts before we head on out?
Shout outs to Zohair. I was like theory crafting this deck because like I was not gonna play this deck at Philly. I was gonna play the Yummy Azamina deck, but obviously like I didn't get the cards in time, so I was like, oh, what am I supposed to play? I guess I can run it back with Geminites. Like we theory crafted that the deck would be pretty good into the Yummy deck, and he gave me a lot of tips. Since I haven't touched this deck in a bit, but yeah. He also said that we should probably cut the IP to make Babuska, and that was ultimately like the change that made like the deck click. So yeah, big shout out to Zohair.
All right. Once again, thanks for your profile.
Yeah, thank you.